Hello, everybody. My name is Jim Farmer. I'm an arts reporter based out of Atlanta. I also coordinate Auto Film, the Gay Lesbian Film Festival here. I'm very, very excited to be speaking to Clayton Farris this morning about the new film Weapons, which has become such a huge sensation this year. Thanks so much for talking to me this morning.
Thanks for having me, Jim. Good to see you.
Absolutely. Good to see you too. So, how did this project come up?
Well, I'm an actor that splits my time between Los Angeles and Atlanta, and I've just been grinding, as they say. And this one was kind of I got a little bit lucky. I have a bit of an Instagram following because I'm a comedian on Instagram,
Okay.
and I had watched Barbarian, Zach Kreger, the director's first movie, became such a fan, and kind of just said to myself. I really want to be a part of this guy's next movie.
Yeah.
And somehow, some way, kind of magically, I just got offered a role to be in this movie. I really don't even know how it happened. Like, I don't know how it happened. I
You
really just am like, okay, if I didn't believe in manifestation, I do now.
you
Um,
you willed your way into his next movie.
I mean, honestly, I kind of did, and I'm so grateful. I really like, I had a meeting with him and we chatted, and he told me that my character was going to go through some bad things, and I was like, that sounds fun. Let's do it.
Tell me a little bit about Terry.
Terry just wants to live his life.
Yeah.
Terry just wants to live a happy life with his partner. He's a chill, low-key guy. And I think that the way that I see Terry is kind of like, a very open-hearted sort of person that
Yeah.
will do anything for a neighbor or someone on the street, especially like an old lady that looks wacky because he loves talking to people like that because they're interesting. As we know, the most interesting people are our older generation. And yeah, so he's just means well and welcomes people into his home when maybe it's not the best idea.
Yeah. So, can you talk to me a little bit about the relationship between Terry and Marcus?
I mean, Terry and Marcus are just I think that they really represent something that's kind of missing in culture when it comes to gay representation because they're just a I don't even want to say regular. They are. They're just a normal couple. Probably, two people that work hard. Marcus is a principal. It was talked about that Terry is like a spin instructor, even though we don't see that.
Yeah,
But I like to think of him as someone that, middle management somewhere. They're just very normal people living their lives. And the scene between Marcus and Terry really resonates because that's what we get to see is just two guys in love, kind of having a boring Saturday, enjoying a meal together and watching a documentary. And I think that everyone can relate to that.
exactly. You mentioned this a few moments ago, but can you talk about the importance of having out characters like this in a mainstream film like Weapons?
Yeah, I mean, I think that representation is like so important across the board,
Yeah,
but I think specifically something like this, when we get to see queer characters that are just living their lives and are happy, and it's not, the storyline, it's not about them being gay. It's not about them being like tragically bullied or any of those stories we're so used to. It's just about two people living their lives. I don't know. I think people just relate to that. Like that's why I think my death, oh, well, spoiler, but it's not a spoiler now. But that's why I think that what happens to my character and Marcus has kind of caused so much stir is because people fell in love with these characters really quickly
yeah,
and then unfortunately because it's a horror movie they had to meet their end pretty quickly.
exactly. This was filmed partially in Atlanta.
It was filmed all in Atlanta.
All in Atlanta. Okay. I'm. We watched this. My husband and I watched this for the first time last week, and I thought it was filmed partially in Atlanta. I was like, wow, there's a lot of Atlanta in this. And then you're telling me, okay, I didn't realize this, but
Yeah, so
see a
you were like noticing different places in the background and stuff.
annuals is like I recognize so much of this, but I mean, but when was this made? When was this shot?
We shot this in 2024, in May in 2024.
Okay.
May, like, I think that the full production was May, June, July-ish.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was last year. And so it premiered in August, I think. And so, or maybe was it August? I think late August, early September.
Like,
So
yeah.
it was really surprising that it came out so fast because it was, it's a big movie. There's a lot of special effects. I don't even know if there's that many special effects, but it seemed like a quick turnaround to me. But something that I have heard and read about it is it was supposed to come out in January 26, but after the studio and saw it, they were like, "Oh, we got to move this up. It's so good."
And now it's getting Oscar buzz. So congratulations.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. I have this little fun secret that I'm going to share with people because I was one of the first people that got to see Amy Madigan in. Did we lose you here? Oh, there you go.
We wrote you were about to talk about you were the first person to see Amy. You're
Well, yeah. So I was saying I was one of the first people, or everyone on this, the day that I was on set was the first day that we all got to see Gladys and Amy Madigan in all of her glory. So it was kind of just like, oh my, like I was taking in like what I was seeing in real time and just like how like wild and adventurous and just crazy the whole look was.
Mhm.
And I messaged the casting director at the time just to say like, having a great day on set. And she was like, "How's Amy?" So, and there's a quote, like I have it in an email and it just says, "Mark my words, she's gonna get an Oscar nomination." And it's like that's what's happening. So not saying that I called it, but I kind of called it.
So I mean, what was this shoot like? I mean, it was a lot. It was 2024, but what was it like making this? Was it pretty smooth? Was it?
Yeah, I mean, it was super smooth. Zach Kreger is just like a master at what he does.
Yeah.
He is so fun and playful and silly as a director and loves to have a good time. And he encourages people to add stuff and like be loose. And it's just that's kind of what you want when you're making a movie. So you want to work with like directors and other actors that are just open and loose. I mean, I really got to only work with Benedict and Amy Madigan and Zach, but he leads as a director, he leads like the crew in such a way that everyone's in a good mood, everyone's having a good time.
Yeah.
And we all kind of knew like, oh, we're making something special here. So every day I was just like, oh my God, I'm so grateful that I'm even a part of this?
Great. So, can you talk about what do you think the appeal of the film is, and especially in the queer community, why do you think this film has caught on the way it has?
I mean, I guess like the question has always been there of like, why do some of these really kind of like iconic female characters stand out specifically to the queer community?
Yeah.
And I mean, there's so many kind of reasons why. I don't know. I think so. One of the reasons I think it stands out is because of Gladys. And
Yeah.
there's almost, for me, what resonates is there's almost this, even though Gladys can be looked at as this bad character or kind of like the antagonist or whatever,
Yeah.
I kind of see a character that's been put through a lot
Hmm.
and kind of been drugged through the mud for a while. And this is kind of her getting her comeuppance in a way. And I think in that realm, like, as someone who was bullied a lot as a kid and that sort of thing, I think there's this kind of like, whenever you see characters like Gladys kind of being proudly themselves and being loud and open, there's just something that resonates with that, specifically to the queer community, but also I think, undeniably to everybody, because that's kind of what people want is just the courage to be themselves.
Yeah. I was having a conversation about this film with some friends, and you know, there was one person who was like, I hate that the queer couple meets this fate. But on the other hand, a lot of people are saying, like, but you're missing the point. I mean, the fact that there are queer characters in this is a horror film. So I mean, it's a horror film. So people die in this film. But I mean, like,
Yeah. I mean, I understand that criticism too. I get it, but it is that thing of like, yes, that's so true, but yeah, exactly. Like people have to die. And like, if we're thinking of it from like a filmmaking perspective, it's like, it really worked in terms of like the story and the writing because that people loved those characters.
Yeah,
And unfortunately, that makes for like a good story because then people like that shift that happens during our scene when Gladys comes in, you can feel it when I saw it in the theater. Like you just feel the room shift and people are
yeah,
like, oh God, this is turning sinister. So yeah, I don't really know. I mean, I think I want to validate when people say that, but it's like I don't know.
yeah.
People like in horror, people have to die.
Exactly, exactly. What was filming that like? Did you have to do a lot of takes for that, or what do you recall about that?
I mean, like I actually like doing horror movies and kind of push to try to be in them because I like the element of like prosthetics and weirdly enough, I like laying on the ground being covered in blood. But like being like I guess the thing that really stands out is that scene. My character gets basically like black bile like vomited on him. And I think that there's just some like yes, it's awful and weird because that's really me doing that. But it's also like so fun. And it's fun as an actor because you're like, okay, you just really get one take for things like that. Like everyone is like, please let this just be one take
Hmm.
because the wardrobe's going to get ruined. The
Yeah,
kitchen we're in is going to get ruined. It's going to be like a long cleanup. So my job as the actor is to just like, I mean, it felt like I was being waterboarded a little bit but I can't respond. I just have to like act like I'm, like dead or whatever. So, like I was proud of myself for being able to maintain the acting while I was having stuff shoved in my face like that.
exactly. So I didn't know that you were based out of LA and Atlanta, but just sort of talk about living here, in Atlanta and being an actor and all that's going on, like opportunities. Like when I was growing up, the first thing, this was obviously not the case, but talk about Atlanta now as, an area you can live in and still work here as an actor.
Yeah, I mean, just to be clear, it's like I still mainly live at like my main place I live is LA, but
Okay.
when I shoot in Atlanta and spend time there, um, I have a sublet in Inman Park area. And I mean, look, when I go to Atlanta, there's so many like it's weird because there's so many actors there and there actually are so many creative people there that you don't really expect. It feels kind of the same as like LA in terms of like there's so many people out there that have aspiration and dreams of acting and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But it's missing this this part of LA that's a little like cutthroat
Yeah.
and which is a really good thing, I think. Um, yeah, and I mean, a lot of people, it's funny because I think a lot of actors in Atlanta are like, I need to get to LA, and like a lot of actors in LA are like, I need to get to Atlanta. So,
That's funny.
um, there's something I love about Atlanta. It's just like the pace because it's still a city and it still has like everything you want. But it's true. It's like, and I still don't know if people, do you consider Atlanta the South?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. So do I. So like people are more friendly there, more like chit chatty, and like I like that element of it. And I love the food, although I do kind of get into food, like food comas after I eat at certain places. But yeah. Did that answer the
Yeah,
question?
it did. You mentioned so what are some other projects you've worked on here?
There's a show I did called, it's an Amazon show called It's Not Like That that's coming out soon. I did a recurring role on that. And then there was this show called Peaches. Well, they were calling it Peaches, but it's the new Cape Fear show that's
Oh,
coming out. The Apple TV Cape Fear show. I worked on that too.
well, I mean, what was your part in that?
Well, I can't talk about the Cape Fear thing really,
Okay.
but you've seen the movie,
Yeah.
yeah. So it's it's the television like the miniseries version of that um limited series as they call it. But yeah, I had a fun role in that. And then in the Amazon show I play a teacher.
Yeah.
That's why I wore my sweater vest.
You mentioned you like horror films. What are some other horror films you're particularly fond of?
I mean, I grew up like just like luckily, I don't know why my parents showed me a lot of, horror movies when we were kids. Like they showed us The Exorcist. They showed us, I used to watch all the Freddy Krueger movies. I think recently I really like It Follows is one that really stands out to me. Barbarian really stands out to me.
Yeah,
Um, I actually did a fun queer horror comedy called Roadhead that came out. It came out right when the pandemic was happening, but so it didn't really get much, like it kind of got buried.
yeah.
But it's a really fun movie called Roadhead that I was really proud of when we made it. Um,
I'll have to look for that because I'm a huge horror fan myself, and I have to dig that up and try to find it.
yeah, you should check it out. It's on Amazon and some other sites. Um, what about you? What are some of your favorite horrors?
Oh, I mean, Halloween is it for me. I mean, I've seen the
Yeah.
original John Carpenter probably 300 or 400 times. It's
Yes.
my favorite film. It's such a pure beauty of a film. It influenced me so much. The Exorcist,
Yeah.
Jaws, Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Classics.
I know that it's not politically correct now, but I had so many nightmares when I saw Brian De Palma's Dressed to Kill.
Yeah.
It's such a scary movie to me. But yeah, I love horror films. I'm glad that there's so many. There seems to be a lot of horror films these days. I'm really, really excited that there are because they're
Yeah. It's really like come and I think that it's really going to be cool for weapons and
yeah,
especially if Amy Madigan or the movie gets nominated for an
yeah,
Oscar. I think it'll just be really great for the genre because
exactly.
it's kind of like horror's always been put on this other side of things. Like they're like,
Yeah,
yeah, but it's horror. It's not like prestige or it doesn't deserve like these awards. And I think
yeah.
that it's like you can't deny it anymore. It's like some of the best movies now are horror movies.
Well, I mean, look at all the attention in Get Out. Like Get Out is another huge favorite of mine.
Oh, I love Get Out. I mean, yeah. And it's like if we think about some of the directors that really stand out now, it is like Jordan Peele,
Yeah.
Zach Cregger, like some of these like horror directors. It has been funny because I did a horror convention with this movie.
Okay.
And so it was very interesting to get involved and get to know like the horror fans and that community and how it kind of operates. Um, and I loved it. I love these people that are passionate about the genre and about the different movies and what it means to them. And like, I feel so lucky that I get to be any part of that because of this movie. Like, truly,
Yeah.
I'm like counting my blessings and like, it's a hard time in Hollywood right now. So to even be able to just be part of something cool is like
Yeah.
next level.
Exactly. Clayton, it's been amazing talking to you. Congratulations on the film, and we'll all cross our fingers for the Oscar nominations that'll be
Yes.
really, really soon. It was great talking to you.
You too. Wait, I was going to show you something before we go. This has been the highlight of it. All these people were dressing like us for Halloween. Did you
Oh,
see any of these?
I've seen Gladys. Lots of people doing Gladys, but I'd love to see the photos.
Like, here's just like a random couple,
That is hysterical.
like just like this.
That is amazing.
That was really fun. But
Good.
yeah, it was great chatting with you.
Yeah, it was great chatting with you too. I'll let you know when this interview is up.
When is your film festival?
Our film festival we just ended. We were late September, early October. We're 11 days, so we're done now. Which is it was very successful, but now we're sort of recuperating and
Of course.
getting a second win and planning for next year. But yeah, I
Where
mean,
do you guys where do you guys do that?
we're at the Midtown Art Cinema.
Okay, cool.
You're right
Yeah,
by Trader Joe's.
great.
Yeah, yeah. Well, hopefully, our paths will cross in person one day, and
Yeah, I'd love to come to the festival. Hopefully I'll be in Atlanta next
I'd
time
love
it
to.
happens.
Yeah, and I am so excited about Peaches Cape Fears. I'm greatly looking forward to that. It was congratulations. It was nice talking to you.
You too. I'll talk to you soon.
Thanks so much.
Bye.
Bye.